Look, I be right, you be right, but us being right is costing us relationships, and we cannot let that happen. We are going to talk about sometimes why we need to just let it be. Let's be right in silence. We are going to dive into that topic in today's video. But before we do, welcome in or welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Taylor and I make videos on practical faith, practicing self-love, and preserving your temple. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to let me know. You can even leave your thoughts below. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you came for. Why is being right costing us relationships? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We are going to find the answer in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2. I'm going to start by reading the scripture, and then I'm going to break down what the scripture is actually saying to us, and then I'm going to get into some practical life lessons that you can apply to your life today. I have 3 lessons for you today. So, shall we get started? I think so. Join me, friends, in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2, where it reads, "With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love." Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that little skinny behind sentence actually packs a lot of punch, okay? So let's get into what Paul is saying to us right now. I am going to be reading from my notes, because if I try to do this from memory, I'm going to mess it up. You're welcome. Okay, what is Paul talking about in this little line here? Well, Paul is building on his opening statement in chapter 4, where he tells believers our daily life should reflect the calling placed on our lives. Now, he gives the visible characteristics of someone who is actually walking in that calling. He says we should lead with humility, gentleness, and patience. Humility is a choice in how you show up in difficult situations. It is the willingness to lower your self-importance for the sake of unity, because you do not need to be on top to feel secure. You recognize the situation does not revolve around you, so you restrain your reactions, your pride, and even your need to prove yourself right in order to protect the relationship while still honoring truth. Gentleness here means meekness. That's strength under control. You have the ability to hurt, expose, embarrass, or dominate, but you choose not to. Where you could humiliate someone, you handle them with care, even if they did not do the same for you. Where you could overpower a conversation to prove your point, you instead speak truth in a way that corrects without crushing. Gentleness is not silence or passivity. It is intentional and measured responses. Patience is the willingness to endure people while God works in them. It is staying emotionally present without becoming easily angered or quick to retaliate. The word carries the idea of long suffering, which is relational endurance. Excuse me. Riley, I just need you to take it down a notch. And I would appreciate that. Thank you. Where were we? This especially applies to people because Paul understands people are difficult, and they sure are difficult. Patience means you are slow to anger and slow to give up on others when their growth does not match your expectations. Because relationships are hard, Paul then says we must bear with one another. This means to endure each other's weaknesses and immaturity without quickly walking away. It does not mean approving sin or accepting harm, but refusing to abandon people simply because growth is slow. All of this only works if it is done in love. Love is not emotion, attraction, or agreement. Love is the decision to seek another person's good, even when it costs your comfort, pride, or convenience. So Paul's point is this: a life worthy of the calling is not proven by spiritual gifts, knowledge, or outward activity, but by a heart shaped by Christ that consistently treats people with humble restraint, controlled strength, patient endurance, and committed love. Man, that was a lot. So let's get into the lessons that really break down what this was saying and how we can apply it to our life today. Starting with number one. Remember, we only got 3 today. There are internal lessons focused on what God is changing inside of you. Your heart posture is more important than your religious behavior. So most conflict is rooted in self-importance, which is why Paul started with humility. A worthy walk begins when you no longer need to win, prove, or elevate yourself in every situation. So let's think about our relationships with your mom, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friends. Let's think about these relationships. Imagine you have a disagreement with someone that is a loved one, someone you care about. This is essentially humbling yourself to preserve the relationship. Like, imagine you have this disagreement and you are ready to rip them a new one. That's how heated they got you. You're upset. This is about choosing to preserve the relationship over your own ego. Because even if you're right in the situation, sometimes you got to take your side. You have to be right in silence to protect that relationship. You have to think about what's more important, being right or keeping that relationship, maintaining that connection or puffing up your ego. And man, oh man, when I tell you, this is what ate me up. Because, for example, if I use my boyfriend, for example, me and him could be talking about something and I know I'm right about something. And if he decides to challenge me on that, I have a decision to make. How am I going to handle that discussion? How am I going to handle it? And I'm gonna be honest, I be struggling with this. That's why I said this verse be eating me up. Because when I'm right, especially with my boyfriend, oh man, bless his heart. When I'm right, you gonna know I'm right. Like, this is why I'm right. But this is something, like I said, this verse ate me up because this is something I need to work on. I need to practice being more humble with the ones I love. So, funny enough, it's more easy for me to be humble with people I do not like or care for because I'm just like, whatever, be right. Be wrong and think you're right in your mind. I don't care. Whatever. I'm not going to waste no energy on that. But with people I love, with people I actually talk about and have to actually maintain those connections, it's funny how I'm not as easy to do that. I'm not. And this verse really convicted me because I'm recognizing it. Do I have a big ego? Because like when I'm right, I'm right. So it's like, no, I'm right. Let's get into it. But maybe I should just let go of some things sometimes. And maybe you should just let go of some things sometimes. Like, you have to think about, is it really that important? Is it something you could just let them figure out on their own? If it's an argument, is it a conversation that you should have at that moment? Maybe you should wait till your anger slows down or calms down. Maybe you should wait so that your anger calms down so that you can approach that conversation with love opposed to with anger. Because in your anger, you might say something you can't come back from. In your anger, you might say something that's going to really stick to that person. So when you come down from your anger, when you realize, oh, I was just talking out of my ego, that person still don't remember what you said and they might not be so forgiving. So we got to learn how to choose the connection over our ego, and we have to use our discernment. Is it really worth it? Riley, get off of my couch. Let's move on to the second lesson. There's a relational lesson focused on how maturity is revealed with people. How you handle difficult people reveals your spiritual maturity. Gentleness means you don't use your power to hurt others. Patience means you allow people time to grow. And bearing with one another means you don't abandon people when their growth is slower than you expected. Paul is teaching that Christ's likeness is proven when relationships are inconvenient, not easy. Again, Paul ate me up with this because, first of all, when it comes to my family and my boyfriend, when I see they're not doing something that I agree with, something I don't like, something that I do think is wrong and I think they should fix, I'm on them. I'm on their body. I'm like, you need to fix this. I'm very, my boyfriend coined me as Tyrant Taylor the Tyrant. And my sister has a nickname for me. She says Corporate Tay. You see the connection between those two things? That is the nickname I have earned with my boyfriend and family, okay? And I think it's because when I'm right about something and when I decided up here, I'm like, move out the way. because yeah. And what Paul really ate me up about is that you can't do that. And when I correct them on something and they don't make a change immediately, I'd be annoyed. I'm like, why are you still doing that? I already told you that you should not do that, and I told you why you shouldn't do that. I gave you all the facts. I gave you the fast facts, and you're not listening still. So that I'd be like, all right, I'm done talking to y'all. I told my family this year, I'm done talking to y'all. I'm about to leave y'all alone. That's what I told them. Paul just hit me up. Like, I gotta be patient with them. When the Lord convicts me about things, I don't make changes immediately. So why am I expecting people to make changes immediately off information I gave them, stuff they didn't even go learn for themselves? Because you know it's a much deeper impact when you learn things on your own, opposed to hearing it from someone else. So I'm telling you, this scripture ripped me a new one. Like, hold on, wait a minute. I have some areas where I definitely need to do some work. When it comes to humility, when it comes to gentleness, like, I am definitely I consider myself meek. I definitely have a quiet strength, and when I roar, okay? But does my family really need that energy all the time? No, probably not. Does my boyfriend really need that energy? No. It's like the closer people get to you, the more mean you could be to them, because it's just like, I love you, so I'm just gonna give it to you raw. I'm not dressing it up the way I would have to dress it up a stranger. But that's not like Christ. Christ would never talk to me the way I be talking to these people. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we gotta focus on our maturity. Our maturity is definitely reflected in how we are encountering, like how we are stewarding our relationships. Are we giving correction in love? Are we being patient when they don't make the correction immediately? I think how I have to start training my brain is, would I want the Lord to treat me like that? Would I want the Lord to write me off so quick? Because man, I be writing people off quick. So yeah, there's that on that. So I just want y'all to know, I be giving these lessons because I'm doing the Bible study. And they say when you read the word reads you. This word is reading me. We have entered the phase of Ephesians that I don't think I'm a fan of because I'm feeling convicted. Let's get into the last lesson. There's a kingdom lesson that demonstrates why love is necessary. Love is what makes unity possible. Love is a decision to keep seeking the other person's good. Without love, it would be difficult to stay humble, gentle, and patient when people test you. Trials are expected in relationships, which is why unity requires believers to intentionally refuse to escalate conflict. So, sometimes you have to choose to just let it go. Sometimes you have to choose not to argue with someone that you love, someone you care about, someone you want to maintain a relationship. Sometimes when they irritate you or they're doing something you don't agree with, I think this is where discernment really comes into play. You don't have to turn everything into a fight. You don't have to turn everything into a confrontation. You don't have to comment on everything. You have to think, like, does it really matter? Is it really impactful for our relationship? Is it a nice to know? Is it a need to know? Is it a must know? Like, I think we got to get into discerning better, Because anything I see that's off, I want to comment on. I need to get better about that. I need to keep things in. I'm not good at faking the funk. Everything I'm thinking comes out of my mouth for the most part with my loved ones. But I need to get better at not doing that to preserve the relationships. And it started making me question my love because, shoot, do I want to be on the receiving end of this type of love? The answer is no. I probably would feel away. So yeah, I'm telling you, the word read me for filth. Is it reading you for filth? Is anything translating to you? Or is it, resonating with you? Are you also having these problems? Is it just me? I don't know. What did we learn in today's video? Paul is teaching that a life worthy of Christ is not shown by how devoted you are to God publicly, but how you treat people relationally, especially when it's hard. Something else I often do with my loved ones when they really irritate me, because I know that my delivery can be really rough, what I started doing is giving them the silent treatment. I don't say anything. And I'm recognizing that that's also not good. That's not a good way to approach these situations. So yeah, I'm sorry, but this word ate me up. So I'm just here to relay the message. I don't have no good tips because I'm in the struggle. If anything, y'all help me. Put in the comments some things to help me be better, be more humble, be more gentle, be more patient, bear with one another. I be giving up on people so quick. I've always said I'm very impatient. I know that about myself. But now the word is directly saying, be patient. And shoot, I'm about to have to call on the Lord daily for this specifically. Like, Lord, I done been impatient for 28 years. How am I gonna just it's hard. People are hard. And that's why we need the Lord. That is why we need the Lord. So I hope this lesson blesses you. Shoot, it's almost like I was in therapy real quick. I don't know. But I wanted to give you this word. I wanted to share that I'm actually struggling with this because I didn't want to get on here and give the lessons and make it seem like this is so easy. No. In my flesh, I am struggling with all of the above, okay? So if you have any tips to help your girl out, put them in the comments. I would love to receive your help. And that is it. I hope you liked the video. Go ahead and give me a like if you like the content. Give me a comment to help me. Give your girl some tips. Give your girl some love. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. We drop videos every single day as we are tiptoeing through Ephesians. And if you're interested in a 2026 faith-based affirmational calendar or a faith-based sippy cup type of thing, please check out the description link for my Etsy shop. And I hope to see you tomorrow. That was such a rushed outro. I need to get better at those. Lord help me. Bye.